Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome back to another video. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about my New Year art goals. I'll probably mention a couple of my other goals for this year, just to switch it up a little bit. I hope you had a lovely New Year's already, and I hope that you guys continue to have a really lovely New Year. So, let's get into the topics so I don't bore you guys. So, before I get into my New Year's resolutions for my art this year, I'm going to talk about the ones from last year. So, one of the first things that I said that I wanted to do for 2023 was to draw more figures and more people, as obviously it is something I struggle with, and it's just hard for me to grasp. Unfortunately, I did not get to complete this. I had a lot go on this year and I couldn't get myself out of my comfort zone, so I just didn't really draw any. I mainly stuck to wanting to do things that I was comfortable with, so yeah, I never got around to doing that. Another thing I wanted to do for 2023 was to try out oil paints, and yet again it is something I did not do. I didn't go out and buy the paints, so I never got around to trying oil painting, which makes me a little sad because I want to see how it's different from gouache and acrylic paint. So, who knows, that might be on my 2024 bucket list this year. But one thing I did do is develop my art style. I spent so much of 2023 working on my art style, working on making my art a bit unique to everyone else's, what I like to think, because I love cute things and I really wanted to implement that into my style. Don't get me wrong, I still really love my realism, but I've come to really enjoy the more simple designs and just the sort of cuteness overall. So I did spend a lot of time developing and sort of getting to know my style. Obviously, I've still got so much room to grow, so much more to learn, but 2023 really kick-started my art style, which is something I have been wanting for so long, and I finally got to achieve that last year, so I was very happy with that. Another thing for me was I finally have finished a sketchbook, and I will be making a video on sketchbook tour. But I said to myself I wanted to have a sketchbook from start to finish, and I managed to do it. So I was very pleased with myself, and I've started a new sketchbook. So I'm gonna hopefully try and continue that, where I finish sketchbook start to finish. I don't really care how long it takes me. I just would love to see my progress. Another thing that I wanted to do for 2023 was to open and start my art business, properly. And by the end of 2023, I have managed to open up my shop and get some orders in. So it just tied up the end of the year really well, and I was so pleased with that because I had worked so hard on my designs. I was marketing them as much as I could without much of a social influence, and yeah, it was just I managed to get some sales on my designs. So now going into my goals for 2024. There are some that I'm going to keep, like the fact that I want to try and draw figures more and draw people, because it is something I have really wanted to be able to master for a long time, since I was quite young. But I've just had an issue with trying to wrap my head around it and how to draw it. So I'm going to try and dedicate some time to really practice my hardest. I don't care if they come out bad to begin with. I just really want to learn how to draw people, because not only will it help me and my skills, it will help me learn. But I have like some cool ideas that I would love to try out, and by being able to draw the things that I want to draw, I will then be able to sort of bring my ideas to life. So that is something that I really hope to achieve by the end of this year. Another thing being painting. I am still going to try and see if I can do an oil painting this year. I might do it as like a live stream, so you guys can come along with me and you can see my frustration on not knowing what to do, and sort of just you guys can come and hang out with me while I learn how to do oil painting. So that's something I might do this year. Something a bit fun, something a bit different. As well as just other painting more on a canvas. Just, experimenting, because last year I done a lot of digital drawing on Procreate. So I'm hoping to just, come back a little bit to traditional painting, which is something I fell in love with. It's like one of the first things I fell in love with when I got back into art when I was in school. So I'm hoping to carry on with that and just get back into painting. I want to experiment more with gouache. I have a big palette of the Himi gouache set, so I want to try and use that more, just play around with different paints, different art supplies. Another thing is I want to try and make a little bit of time to just get back into my sort of realism style. It's something I've been kind of putting off and sort of been back and forth with. I do find my realism drawings quite relaxing. I just get very stressed out with them, and it's why I stopped. Because I used to get told when I was younger that you're never really an artist unless you make something look really realistic. So obviously it was a style that I was just trying to maintain to keep everyone else happy. But I realise now that I also enjoy doing that. So it's something I want to just, it doesn't have to be my main style. It's just something that I do on the side every now and then. It's just like a comfort, going back to my old ways. Kind of almost like a homely feel, if that makes sense. Another thing is I want to explore more with different art styles. I've kind of been very sort of uptight with how I do my art and the style of my art. So I kind of want to explore that. I want to just do a lot of exploring this year with art supplies, my art style, and just figure out what I like doing, what I don't like doing, and just sort of get to find myself and my art. I think that would be really fun, and I hope to take you guys along on that journey. Just experimenting. Get out of my comfort zone. That's my main goal for this year, is to get out of my comfort zone. Explore, have fun, try something new. And I do highly encourage you guys to also get out of your comfort zone and try something new. Who knows, you may really find something you enjoy and love, and it might start something new for you, something good. And I'm hoping to take that with me too. Another thing is I really want to dedicate more time to making YouTube videos. as well as keeping up with my social media. It's something I failed to do last year. I had just a lot going on. So I'm hoping to keep up with that this year because I think it'll be quite fun. It gives me something to do other than sorting out my business because I spend a lot of time at home. So, yeah, that is something I would love to try and do. I can't really think of anything more on the art side of things apart from just keeping up with what I'm already doing plus more. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the plans that I have for my personal growth on myself. So one of the things that I really, really want to try and do is get into reading. I have always loved the idea of sitting down with a nice book and reading and sort of coming out of reality. But it's something I have really, really had a hard time doing because I just can't seem to focus when I sit down and read. By the end of 2023, I did manage to read the first book of the Five Nights at Freddy's installments, I was really happy with myself. And so I'm hoping to continue that for this year because I feel like it would just be a lot of fun for me. And it's something I have wanted to really get into. So I'm going to try and get myself into it because I think that'd be fun. And yeah, I just think it'd be really fun. There's not much to really say about it. I just want another escape from reality, I think. And I think books would be the really good way to go. Another thing is I want to try and eat more healthy. I can't lie, I am a sucker for a good takeaway, especially when I don't feel like cooking. And I feel like everyone has this where you just cannot resist a good takeaway, especially from your favourite place. But I done that a lot last year, like too much. It shouldn't have been allowed, my poor bank account. So I'm going to try and tone it back a bit and just try and eat a bit more healthy, more veg, more fruits. Because I just want to try and be a better version of myself for this year. I really want to just make the most of it, As well with, if you know me personally, you know that I can have quite a negative mindset. With things like challenges and stuff from last year, I haven't had a lot of hope, a lot of happiness. So I really want to try and change my mindset because I feel like I can then be happier with a happier mindset, with a positive mindset. And I know this sounds silly, but I want to try out yoga. I want to see if that can bring me any peace and just help me relax and just free up my mind a little bit. I've heard that yoga can be very relaxing, very spiritually freeing. It's just very spiritual and calming, which I think is something I definitely need in my life. So yeah, that is something I really want to do. I know this video is coming up quite late and I'm doing this voiceover very late. And I can tell you right now, I have not done any sort of yoga yet. But I will get there. It may be a month's time, but I will try and get there. There's not really much to say on, like, my New Year's resolutions, yada yada yada. It's just more generic stuff, trying to look out for yourself, try and be a better version of yourself for the new year. So I guess the final thing to talk about is the artwork you have been watching this entire video, listening to me ramble on. So I got given these canvas boards for Christmas and I've been eyeing them up and I've been wanting to use them. So I thought what a perfect way to do this video would just to let go and just paint whatever comes to mind. In the background you will see I have got Pinterest up because I took a couple of ideas from different paintings that I saw and sort of merged them into my own. With Valentine's Day coming up, I kind of wanted to make the sky into like, it was meant to originally be a bush, into like a love heart. But then I kind of liked the blurred version of the love heart. It looked very moody and I don't know, it brought out some sort of joy in me, made me feel happy. I didn't care if it didn't look correct. It was just more about me having fun with this painting. It was quite relaxing. I had a video on in the background that I was watching while I was doing this painting. I loved sort of how messy it was, the brush strokes. I'm much of a perfectionist sort of person, so doing this was a lot of fun, where I just didn't think about the end result. It was more just about what I was doing in the moment. I loved the blue colours I used. I didn't do much mixing. I already had like the little paints pre-made, the pre-made colours. So I just used those because I didn't really want to think about what colours I had to mix. I just wanted to pick up the paint, slap it on the canvas and hope for the best and see how it turns out. So, but yeah, I kind of wanted the painting, that's one thing I wanted from the painting, was it to be sort of Valentine's Day themed. So if anyone did like it, who knows, on my shop in the future I'll turn it into a print, because I really, really like the painting. And if you watch the end of the video, you will see that it also glows in the dark, because last year I bought some glow in the dark paint that I didn't get to use yet. So with the lights sort of stringing down, I thought, it'd be perfect in the dark, they glow. So that is what I done. And surprisingly, the paint came up really well and it glows in the dark. The only problem is the painting has to be in direct sunlight to get the best visual effect of the glow in the dark. But I will show you that at the end of the video. I do show that what it looks like before and after. But yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun with the painting. I do change my mind a lot throughout, as you could see, so I do cut a lot of it out, so I apologise if the video is quite jumpy. I just wanted to, have fun. So I guess that is about it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely new year, and I hope you guys stick around if you like this sort of content and would like to see more from me. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, what is your favourite art supply? I'd love to know what everyone's favourite art supply is. I hope you guys have a lovely day, week, year, month, whatever. And I will see you in my next video. Bye now.